Don't count the little baby step out. Don't think you're not progressing to where you want to go. Don't think that you're not putting in that work. It takes a baby step. You are bold already, but we need to be like a child. We need to be like my daughter after they keep falling. They get it done. I need you to get it done. Whatever you're doing out there, I need you to embrace that baby step. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Ignite the World podcast. This is episode number 44, Embrace the Baby Steps. I am your host, Jamie Dottie Garza. Welcome back. Let's ignite the world, baby. I want to share a story with you guys. Very happy, proud dad moment that happened over the course of last week. My baby girl, my seeded girl, is officially walking, and she is running fast and rampant everywhere now. She is now 14 months, and she was a little late walker per se compared to my other kids and how I was and how my wife was and how her son was. You know how it goes, right? So it was a little quote unquote discouraging, but I took a lot of game and I studied a lot because I saw her process leading up to the big day last week when she was covering ground, not stumbling like some drunk person, and actually getting to her destination, and how happy she is now. She loves being able to be extra mobile and running into my arms or running over to the other side. She's a happy baby. I noticed that it did not happen overnight. She had to crawl before she walked. She had to essentially stand up to fall back down. But no one could really train her. We couldn't train her to walk like, hey, this is how you walk. It's just something that she knew had to happen. Every one of us out here had to crawl before we walked at some point. And we had to make that transition from crawling into walking by pulling yourself up, by realizing, probably not even realizing, but by putting weight on her legs. Okay, take a step here. All right, I'm going to need some help. Observing your surroundings, realizing like you could pull up on things, on people, on couches. And eventually those legs had to get stronger before you can just walk on them. And this process for her took her about 14 months. But she did not just quit. None of us out here has just quit because we could not walk. Imagine us quitting right now and still not being able to walk. See, what I admired about my daughter, and I admire about each and every baby out there, they don't quit because it's hard. They don't quit because they don't get it the first try. They don't quit day after day. They keep pursuing being persistent. And it doesn't matter if a child is walking before 1 year or even a little bit after. They get the job done. But it takes those baby steps. And what I'm saying right now is to embrace those baby steps in your life right now. Whether you're on your spiritual journey and you're growing closer to God, embrace the baby steps. Whether you are newly entrepreneur opening your business your first year and you are in the humble years establishing everything and the groundwork, embrace the baby steps. Whether you're someone like me who has battled with alcohol addiction throughout my early 20s and late 20s actually, all it took was quitting the first day, embracing the baby steps, and I am now over 570 days sober. Embrace the baby steps. Me personally, becoming a husband, becoming a father, it wasn't like I was Superman overnight. It was embracing those baby steps. And when you embrace those baby steps, what happens is you get stronger. You learn each and every time when you fall. You learn. But you also have to crawl before you walk. But those baby steps teach you to walk, teach you to walk further. And sooner or later, you're going to be running. My daughter will be running in about maybe a week or so. I could see it right now. She's already fake running right now all through our basement. And I want to use this story as motivation, as inspiration to anyone out there. Don't count the little baby step out. Don't think you're not progressing to where you want to go. Don't think that you're not putting in that work. It takes a baby step. You are bold already, but we need to be like a child. We need to be like my daughter who takes no after they keep falling. They get it done. I need you to get it done. Whatever you're doing out there, I need you to embrace that baby step. I am a big wrestling fan. Everybody knows that. And if you don't know, now you know. Immediately, I think of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Before he was the infamous Stone Cold Steve Austin that we know, the popular mega ball-headed, beer-guzzling WWF superstar. The Texas redneck, right? That's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Before he was 33, he was actually on the miss. Vince McMahon was going to cut him. He was coming from ECW, WCW. He had long hair at one point, going by the name of Stunning Steve Austin. He could not have a gimmick that worked for him until one day he was drinking his coffee and it was Stone Cold, and his wife was like, "Oh, you like it Stone Cold?" And something clicked for him. He shaved his head. He had a goatee. And he said his name was going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin. From there, boom. He embraced the baby steps, though. When I think now, there was a recent pay-per-view, WWE pay-per-view, and Roman Reigns is still undisputed WWE champion after over 1,160 odd days, I believe. That's 3.5 years. He has been undefeated. He has not been pinned yet for that belt. But before that, 10 years ago, he was horrible on the mic. He was already battling. People were like, is this really our guy? I know I wasn't a big Roman fan when he first came out. To me, he was just trying to be like The Rock, and he was just too stiff to me. He also battled cancer and had to relinquish that belt a few years earlier before COVID. Now here he is. Again, he was embracing all baby steps. That took 10 years, 12 years to get to where he's at now. And he's still the top guy. I'm a huge fan of Roman. My son is a huge fan of Roman. We love Roman Reigns. These were all baby steps. As I look back at my own life, I'm going to share this story because this is what I do. I have a YouTube channel on YouTube called Ignite Cinemas. If you enter that, watch. What will happen is you will see a channel filled with Final Cut editing tutorials, filming, tips and tricks, unboxings, and reviews. I have not posted on this channel in over 2 years, of April 25th, 2021. All right? I took baby steps in developing this channel. And I think 2017, 2016, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2018. And I remember just having like 500 subs. That channel now has 4,933 subs upon this recording of the podcast. What happened over the 2 years is I simply stopped creating content for it. And it took me speaking to some children a few weeks ago, high school students in the area, when they looked up this channel on their phones and told me like, "Whoa, dude, you got 5,000 subs. And he asked me why I stopped creating content. I might have got burnt out. I don't know what happened. But I know what could have happened if I continued to build on it. That channel might be at 30,000 subs, 100,000 subs right now if I didn't quit. So with that being said, I stopped taking the baby steps. But I'm now getting back on track with those baby steps because I'm back on that channel. I'm going to continue to build on it. I encourage you guys to go peep the welcome back video I made on it. Why am I saying all this? Everything starts with a baby step. This podcast started with a baby step. The baby step was, the crawling was, God put it in my heart to, hey, create a podcast. The baby step was, okay, when I'm pulling up on furniture, quote unquote, I made the first episode. During the course of all 43 episodes prior to this one, throughout this year, has been a baby step. And here we are. I'm not officially running yet. Maybe next year I'll probably running with it. You guys get the picture though. I need you guys to embrace the baby step. Just do it. Stop making excuses. My daughter can at 14 months. If you got kids, your kid too did it one time. You yourself did it at one time. Think about how blessed we are to make it this far. We came from a tiny seed, a sperm cell that made it. Okay? We're meant to be here. And you're meant to do positive things. That's all I have for you guys. Embrace the baby steps. You guys continue to be blessed by the best. And remember, we are all like sticks of dynamite. The power's on the inside. But nothing happens until the fuse gets lit. Ignite the world.